oh, you can trust these voting machines. They've been tested and verified, and there's nothing to worry about at all. Nothing to worry about at all. Hi, thanks for watching. Today I want to talk about the ExpressVote brand voting machine that were used in Saturday's South Carolina primary, that Joseph Biden was the big winner. And the way they work is really interesting, but let's get to the story here first. Here from Politico. Double check that ballot. Controversial voting machines make their primary debut in South Carolina. The state bought new machines in 2019 and are more secure than the old ones, but cyber experts say they are still risky. South Carolina's Democratic primary on Saturday won't be a high-stakes contest to decide whether Joe Biden can hold the line against a surging Bernie Sanders. It will also be a huge, highly scrutinized test for a new breed of voting machines intended to offer the safeguards against hacking and other digital threats. But the machines have drawn a lot of doubts about whether they're up to the task. Now, this article came out just before the election. The state is among 14 that have scrambled to replace their insecure, paperless voting equipment since the 2016 election, according to a Politico survey. Nationwide, 47 states and the District of Columbia rely, at least partially, on the kinds of devices South Carolina has adopted. Touch-screen machines that produce paper ballots for every vote. But Saturday's primary in South Carolina, which spent $51 million last year to install roughly 13,500 voting machines, is the first statewide presidential election primary being run on these devices. The ExpressVote is a so-called ballot marking device, and its most prominent feature is a large touch screen for voters to make selections. But unlike older electronic machines, this one produces a paper record at the end of the process, so showing which candidates the voter selected. That slip of paper, which serves as the official ballot, also embeds these votes in a barcode that the state's tabulators will scan to tally the results on Saturday. The problem, according to security experts, the voting machines are still vulnerable to tampering that could cause them to print barcodes that don't match the voter's choice. For example, changing Sanders to Biden or vice versa. Voters who can't read barcodes would be unable to tell that such a change had occurred. Until ballot marking devices are shown to be effective, verifiable during real-world use, the researchers wrote, the safest course of security is to prefer hand-marked paper ballots. And that's the thing. The representatives for the company say there's nothing to worry about at all. But I'm going to explain why this system is terrible, is totally terrible. But first, I do want to mention I've done something differently today. I've put out 3 videos all at the same time, here and here. And if they interest you, links will be in the description and at the end of the video. So please check them out and share them. I would appreciate that greatly. But the problem with this system, okay, here's how it works. You go in, you have a touch screen, you enter who you want, and then it prints out a little paper that you turn in, which is your ballot. The problem is it prints a barcode on the bottom, and they tabulate the vote from the barcode, not from what is printed above it. Okay? So, yes, you're saying, oh, I want to vote for, let's say you want to vote for Bernie, and that's filled in. But the barcode doesn't necessarily have a vote for Bernie. It could have a vote for anybody. And there's no way to test this. And the really stupid thing is then, how do you audit this? I would think that the way that they would audit it is they would just take the papers and run them through the machine again and check the barcode again. Well, that is so stupid. That's unbelievably bad. What would be better is if you're going to print out who people voted for, have some kind of optical scanner so that they're actually scanning what the people voted for, not some barcode with their vote embedded in it, because there's no way to tell if that's true or not. How are you going to check that? In fact, unless this is audited, unless we can take all the ballots afterwards and then count the number of votes that it says and compare that to the number of votes that the barcodes say, unless we can do that, I don't believe this system at all. And the ridiculous thing is we have had optical scanners my entire life. They're easy, low-tech solutions for that. That's what we use here in Oregon. I did make a video a long time ago about what it's like to vote in Oregon. I'll leave a link for that in the description as well. But we fill out our ballots at home, and we mail them in or we turn them in, and they just have an optical scanner. You know, it's like the old Scantron where you fill in the bubble. They're not printing out a barcode that you don't understand. It's all so transparent here. And it really makes you wonder, why are they coming up with a solution that's overly complicated, that is just ready to be hacked, ready to be used in a way that is untrustworthy? Why would they do such a thing unless they have a reason to? And I suspect they have a reason to. But there's no way to prove this unless you audit all of the votes, and they're not going to do that. Now, we had a chance to do that before. In 2016, a certain candidate could have insisted and raised money to go through and audit all of these elections to make sure that the voting machines were working properly, but that wasn't done, was it? So again, we have a new system in place, like what was done here in South Carolina, this new system in place where we just have to trust that the barcode is encoding our vote in it. Yeah, I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. We need paper, verifiable votes. And this is not a verifiable vote. We have that here in Oregon. Why the rest of the country doesn't follow along really makes you wonder. Maybe they don't want an accurate vote. That's one possible reason. I don't know. But I would like to know your thoughts about this scam of a machine, the ExpressVote, that you can't check. You put your vote in and then it prints out a barcode. You don't know if it's correct or not. What do you think about that? Because it's not just in South Carolina. They have these machines in many, many states, maybe even yours. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Peace.